BB has zero fuss left.
And I was making such a fuss, like I was throwing a tantrum like the spoiled brat I was.
You still are. Hello guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you are new, my name is Charlie. Please consider subbing before you exit this video. Now, in today's video, I am reacting to Chantel's latest video, which is a cottage pie mukbang, so I'm definitely wanting to get straight into it. Now, keep in mind, will it be as defensive and abrasive as the last reaction? No, but I do want to maybe express myself a bit more later on after the reaction, so maybe there can be an understanding why my reaction was the way it was. However, for now, let's get right into the video.
Hello, foodie beauties.
Keep in mind, I've never had shepherd's pie. I just don't know if, because I think she's going to some type of center. I don't know if it's a weight loss doctor or a nutritionist, but I know she's speaking with a professional from what I remember in one of her recent videos, at least the last 5. So within the last 5, she talked about it. So I don't really know what shepherd's pie is. Does it look good? Yeah. Does it look like it's something a nutritionist would suggest at this point? I don't believe so, but let's keep watching.
Hey guys, hey, how are you? Oh my goodness. Okay, so this meal was supposed to have a salad. I'm just so tired. I've been out all day on my feet. And then our kitchen was a disaster, so I cleaned the whole thing and cleaned out the fridge, which I hate doing. I don't know about you guys, but there's always like 1 or 2 pots.
This reminds me, and I saw this on Twitter, and it shocked me, but then I don't know why I was shocked. I don't know if you guys have been online to see this, but in one of her mukbangs, her most recent ones, she, unless I didn't watch the reaction correctly, or maybe I wasn't listening, I don't recall her disclosing that those 2 mukbangs were in the same day. And the reason people caught on was because the makeup was identical. They were exactly the same. I do makeup. I can't recreate this to look exactly the same in another video. If you see this again, which will be my next reaction, it's because it's done twice in one day. And both those mukbangs were extremely unhealthy. Now, in her last video, I think the car Starbucks video, she does disclose she's gonna do another mukbang, but I think it's because she saw the comments about people catching on that they were 2 done in one day, which I don't believe Chantel has done in a long time. I know she's hid that in the past and she was caught out for it, but the fact that she's doing it again is shocking. Shocking for someone who cannot walk 2 blocks without feeling like they're gonna have a heart attack.
In the fridge that are scary, and I'm always afraid of it. I just have some. This is just like I've been reusing this bottle. I don't know if you're supposed to, but I do. Anyway, and then I made homemade potato. I don't know why, but it's like shepherd's pie. But the real shepherd's pie, I think, has lamb. Therefore, shepherd. But I don't eat lamb, so I know you might think, oh, what's the difference between a cow, an adult cow? Like, I won't eat veal or lamb. Just, I guess I draw the line at eating baby animals. I'm not shaming anybody, but I just don't personally, okay? So, plus, I don't even like the flavor of lamb. Let's just leave it at that. Before I spark some kind of debate in my comments about that. So,
can we also talk about the fact that BB really has no regard for her content, her job, or anything like that any longer? This man has been so loud lately. I almost feel like she's not able to be in the shared spaces. Like, that's why she's been in her car so much. She's been in, I think this is a room. I don't know what happened to her filming setup. I know she's about to move, but what happened to the filming setup? BB has never been this loud since I've been watching Chantel. BB has never been this loud. So who truly knows what's going on? Hopefully it's amicable, but it doesn't seem that way. Especially, there was a mukbang she did within these last 2 weeks, and I believe she was in her kitchen, and the amount of noise he was making, it was unbelievable. Mind you, I think that video she was talking about me, so I didn't mind. But BB has zero left.
Oh, anyways, I made some with ground meat, ground beef. Now you can do it. There's so many different ways. Sometimes, like, I guess the traditional way probably is like peas, carrots. I used a ground beef with a diced onion, medium ground beef, because I drain it, but I like that the fat content adds, like, it makes it more, the meat more moist, I guess. I find like lean ground beef a bit more chewy. So yeah, and then I added some beef broth and some Bisto, and Bisto is used to thicken it and brown it. So I made like a gravy, like a brown gravy, and then I have cream corn, can of cream corn, and I whipped mashed potatoes with butter and milk, and
oh, that's mashed potatoes.
Mixture of like white and orange cheddar on top, and I baked it on 375 for about a half an hour. All right. Oh, where's my? I wanted to show you guys this. This is creamy cucumber. This I don't know. This was like a childhood meal I had a lot as a kid. So I have this glitter you guys like. Oh, sometimes it falls in your eyeballs and I hate that. So this is, I used to eat this like on my salads. Creamy cucumber was always my favorite salad dressing.
Oh my god,
I don't know if you guys have ever had this, but
I saw this on Twitter and people were talking about it. And it's not a fly because obviously it was looked into. She didn't realize there was a roach crawling down the wall in back of this scene right here. Oh, that's so embarrassing. That's crazy.
It's really good. It's not the healthiest. It's along the lines of ranch, but all these bottled salad dressings have a lot of additives.
Oh my god.
You know, once in a while, just a little bit, whatever. Just don't drink it. And I did do that. You don't need the gravy drinker. I'll tell you a story about that in a minute. Okay. I have so many pickled things to show you guys today. I'm excited. Like, I'm excited, okay? Don't ruin my moment. This is bean and olive. So these are, you know those extreme beans I eat? Alright, I gotta take it. Maybe to help me with these. So this has a bean inside an olive. A pickled bean inside an olive. Check it out!
Why does she always eat these side things with her meals? It's weird.
Sorry. Oh, that's good.
Is it ketchup? Wow.
And
okay.
I got some sliced beets. I love pickled beets. But I forget that I eat them and then I panic when I go to the bathroom.
Panic from what?
What do you think?
What?
And
What happens when you eat beets? What am I missing? What am I missing? Does it run through you? I'm so confused. I don't know what I'm missing. And also, why is she hoarding food in that room? No wonder there's a roach there. Why does she have so many different... She has cream of cucumber. She has ketchup clearly right there. Her bean and olives and her beet... Like, she's hoarding food. Are they not sharing spaces? I'm, like, speculating, but it just seems like she has a lot of food in one room. If that's even a room, unless that's a corner... I don't get it. So weird.
oh man, these are good. My mom makes pickled beets though, and they're so much better. Some Vlasic pickles. Oh, speaking of my mom, she got me.
So they're separating things. Her pantry's in that room. Her pantry is in that room, in that corner. Unless she's doing a food haul, I don't get it. I don't get why she needs all of these things to eat this meal. That's so weird.
For sure. And it's actually only at 3x, which I'm really surprised. It fits very well, but it's kind of stretchy. Isn't it nice? She's always keeping her eye out when she goes shopping and there's like sales.
It is a nice shirt though.
$3 on sale.
$3.
Maybe pickle bite.
I don't get it.
Alright. Let's do the Canadian thing here. Heinz 57 this. Alright. I don't know, this might be controversial.
No good.
I'll try to shake the ketchup. But I put ketchup on mine. Yep. I sure do.
I used to put ketchup on my eggs. Has anyone done that? That used to taste so good. On my brokest weeks, I used to do white rice, eggs, and ketchup. So good.
Still no napkins. Forgot. Alright, let's give you a beauty bite of this Mmm. Yum. Steaming hot. Sparkle in my eye. Beauty. Beauty. Like.
Oh, she's doing this again. Got it.
I said, you have to for this one because, oh my god, it's so good.
I mean, she can cook, so I assume that's good.
Doesn't even need ketchup.
But you add. I'm glad you add it.
The meat is tender and flavorful from the broth. Oh my god. Cream corn weirds me out because I'm a Twin Peaks fan. And there's like a scene where he's like, I want my garmonbozia. Garmonbozia is like represented.
Okay, so I've never had shepherd's pie. Is it normal to eat pickles and pickled things with it? Is that how you eat it? I'm honestly asking because this is a lot of mixing. Pickles, pickled beans or olives, and then pickled beets. This is a lot. Can't you just eat it alone? Wow, she confuses me.
And I buy cream corn, which it's like representative of like pain and suffering. Don't ask. If you're not familiar with David Lynch, just don't ask, okay? So that story, when I was a kid, we used to go to my grandfather's chalet. I think I told you guys this.
That sounds fancy. What's a chalet?
He used to own a really nice chalet in the Laurentian Mountains on like a big hill.
Oh, is that a house?
It was freaking huge. And like I was eating dinner. My mom made me, I used to love salads like as a kid with pickles and olives in it and a lot of dressing. So she was pouring my dressing for me.
So dressing with a side of salad. Got it.
I was young, like, you know, I was probably 8 or 9. So she's like, you're not going to do it. You're going to pour too much. And I was making such a fuss. Like I was throwing a tantrum like the spoiled brat I was.
You still are.
And if I can afford it, I'm going to put my mom, I'm going to take care, I'm not going to put her in a nursing home. Well, I'm going to put her, if I can afford it, I'm going to put her in like a luxury nursing home with like the best care because she deserves it after putting up with me.
What do I deserve, girl?
So it was creamy cucumber. So to teach me a lesson, she's like, if you pour too much, you're going to eat the whole thing.
That was a joke.
I poured my own dressing. The inner cap fell off because I was squeezing. Like half the bottle fell in my salad. It was like salad soup. And
you still ate it, huh?
the cheese.
Finish the story.
This is like perfect comfort food. I love it. I've been craving something homemade so bad. So anyway, she was, I'm like, but she thought I would start crying and making a fuss and like, I don't want to eat it. Nope, I ate it. I ate all the dressing. That probably wasn't too good for me because, you know, but she was still mad because that was unhealthy, you know, and she was like,
well, let her know you're still doing the same thing.
I told you.
Drinking the whole bottle. Again, write down talking points.
You know, you can say eating habits are not, or obesity, stuff like that, are not genetic. Sure, but I swear, if you guys knew my dad, and I'm sorry, Dad, if you're watching this.
He knows you do this? Wow.
But he has the same. I'm pretty much just like him when it comes to food.
That makes sense, though.
He's been up and down in his weight all his life, too. Well, in his adult years. He was very in shape for the good part of his life, but then, you know, life happens, I don't know.
Yeah.
But I remember, like, him coming over once and to visit when I was living with Pete, and he was with his fiance, and they were visiting. He was like, hey, how about we order a pizza? And this was like supper time, and I'll call her. His wife was like, "You just had that for lunch. You just ordered a pizza for lunch." It was like totally something I would do, you know.
That's one thing I could say I am concerned about, which is one of the reasons like I want to be healthy when I start a family. I am concerned to pass that down to my children because it can be passed down. Those behaviors, those habits, they can 100% be passed down. It is a parent's responsibility to take control of their child's health, but there comes a point that you become an adult and it's no longer your parents' responsibility, but all those learned behaviors stick with you or can stick with you for a long time. So those are behaviors I don't want passed down to my kids. I don't have a problem explaining to my kids, you know, my past, how I was obese or morbidly obese. However, I don't want them knowing a morbidly obese mother. It's no problem if you are a mom and you are morbidly obese. That's more of a reason to fight for your health. I just want my story to be different. I just want to fight now and then fight for other things when it comes to my family in the future. I don't want to be fighting for my health later on, especially because I have the opportunity right now, you know. So that's one of my fears. I don't want to pass this down to my kids. Like, I do not. It's tough. It's not easy. And you know, where I am still alive, who knows? There are people who die younger than me from morbid obesity. I don't want that to be my children.
Just like things like that, like really loving food. But if I could get myself loving the right kind of food, you know, like even just homemade food would be a big improvement. You know, homemade food really is better. Like, this is better than
well,
Popeyes
no,
meal,
we
you know?
have different choices.
It's just that Popeyes is more convenient sometimes when you don't feel like cooking, or, you know. I really don't have an excuse.
You're now realizing this?
I really don't. And the new apartment, if I get it, it's gonna have the best kitchen. Evie's playing that. I'm gonna try to do the Q&A, don't worry. Hopefully tomorrow.
Actually, we want to hear this Q&A.
I need to be alone.
Makes sense.
Just more comfortable.
Yeah, because he
So
really
good.
doesn't care anymore.
God. So, feeling a bit better right now.
Good.
Less tired.
Anyways, so you know what sucks about this? Chantel has money to probably save for this new place because I think she said she was going to furnish it and all this stuff. It's sad because even though she had that video a few, maybe 2-3 weeks ago at this point, or maybe 2 weeks ago, referring to her health and how she's not going to be doing this anymore, in a way she has to be able to raise the money to get out of that place to be able to afford the other place. And in a lot of ways, probably be able to maintain it. I thought part of the reason she was doing daily vlogs was to make up for the difference in views from not doing the mukbangs anymore. Because I'm assuming if she vlogs every day versus doing a mukbang every few days, although right now it seems like it's almost every day, it would make up the difference and it would be the same amount of income. I thought that's what it was. That's how I was thinking about it. She never said that, but she's right back to doing this. Right back to eating unhealthy, and whether she wants to admit it or not. I saw this on Twitter. I don't know how true it is, but apparently Chantel may have said she's only gained 20 pounds since doing mukbangs. I never heard her say that, but I haven't been watching Chantel forever now. So if she did say that, that's completely a lie, because Biggest Mikey put up a side-by-side of her first mukbang and this one right here, and it is more than 20 pounds. I'm not good with gauging weight gain or weight loss. I'm not the best, but I can tell that's more than 20 pounds. That doesn't make any sense. And that's sad because now she's here and this is her moneymaker. So in a way she's stuck. But if she took the chance to maybe go back to the daily vlogs, I think the daily vlogs would make enough money to cover the difference of letting go of the mukbangs.
I think I just really
But she's catering to feeders.
went too long without eating because I was so busy. You know, you don't think about it. And that's the key. I'm telling you, for me, I need to keep busy. I need to find hobbies, but like I hate doing anything. Like,
yeah.
I know that sounds bad.
If it's not raging online, girl.
This is a brand. Matt and Steve's. There's Matt and Steve. Whoa. Whew, that's sour. Love it.
So
what was I saying? I totally do this. I start talking about something and then I don't finish it.
Write down your talking points.
Mm-hmm. We're gonna have a good meal for a while. I'm not cooking yet. So, yeah, like just cooking like foods that I always love and like trying new recipes. I want to try a lot of French cooking.
You know what I find hard to believe when it comes to her cooking style? She makes big portions. I don't believe she's not going back for seconds. That's just my personal opinion. I don't believe she's not going back for seconds, even thirds. When I cook, unless it's a meal prep for a couple of days, a lot of the times I'll just cook for that sitting right there. I won't cook because I find myself, depending on what it is, I'll go back for seconds. So for me, if it's a day off, I have nothing to do for that day or I have nothing planned for that day, I will cook my meals single serve for that sitting, for that meal. I just find it hard to believe with someone who has a food addiction that she can just have this right here and not go back for seconds.
I want to try replicating what that family made when I lived with them, the French family. Yeah, I don't know about Brenda, guys. I actually feel bad for her looking at her right now. This is weird. But like, she was given to me, but not as like a gift. It was just like a, hey, I don't want this giraffe. Do you want it? I feel bad. I just like, she's gonna be tacky in my new place, you know? She's gonna come get me in my sleep. Plus, it's like I do have kind of like a lot of like.
Did she see those glasses she wore in that rant? Tacky?
That I don't know.
When was she worried about tacky?
I will be decorating my place with. I'm gonna try something new. Well, I do have some. There's some things in my bathroom, like some carvings from Ghana that my aunt gave me when she went there.
That's cool.
Those are beautiful.
Baby, you ain't getting that.
I don't know. It's very bush though.
I would kind of like to hear how they divide things.
I'm gonna put them on the back of my toilet.
Just because I'm nosy.
It's really good. Oh, yeah, this is good. See, potatoes, I guess they're high carbs, but I find they like make my tummy feel better. Like they are part of the rat diet. Like if you have like
rat diet,
intestinal issues, they're easy to digest.
Oh.
And they're full of fiber. So yeah, I adore these babies. Ooh, they're sour. Ooh. That's why they're in a small jar, because you don't need more than 3.
I wonder what he's thinking.
The potatoes are filling though. I'm eating this with a spoon. I like eating stuff with a spoon, like.
I can tell by the way she's breathing, even though she doesn't breathe that well to begin with, but I can tell by the way she's breathing a few spoonfuls ago, she was full. And she's forcing herself to eat the rest of this.
Stuff that's not really that uniform. I just like scoops it up better.
You don't always have to finish what's on your plate. You just don't.
Alright, guys. So, thank you for having dinner with me. I really enjoyed this home cooked meal.
What did we really talk about?
And I look forward to cooking more things. Comment below your favorite meal. Comfort meal. Just your like go-to homemade meal. Some people it's like a spaghetti sauce. I love like spending the day just simmering a really good spaghetti sauce. Meatloaf and mac and cheese or scalloped potatoes. I don't know. This is not the healthiest thing, but does anyone Shake and bake chicken. Do you guys remember that? Yeah.
I never had that.
All right, so that's it for this. Oh, check what I got.
So her parent,
Jiffy Pop.
is she in the kitchen?
It's been like probably, oh man, I've only eaten this like a couple times as a kid, but I remember how fun it was. So I have nostalgia. So for a movie night one night, I'm going to say this for a movie night and look forward to it.
Okay, she must be in the kitchen.
That's it for now. Thank you for having dinner with me this evening, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye, guys.
That was the video. It kind of speaks for itself. She's going back to eating on camera. Part of it I understand is because she probably needs the money to move out. However, I would choose a different route, or just go back to vlogging every day. If she even sat there and just talked about maybe her thoughts every day, I don't know. She has a core fan base, you know. As much as I can't stand her and I get my support, she gets her support, she still has her core fan base, her core supporters. So if she uploaded something non-food related every day, I think it would amount to the views that she gets from mukbangs. But I also believe that Chantel is extremely lazy and she's not willing to put in the work. Chantel wants what's easy, what's going to come easy to her. She feels entitled. I feel like she's an entitled woman at the end of the day. But enough about the video. I did want to address my community tab. I tweeted it out. I put it in my community tab, but I do understand most of my supporters see these type of videos, and I want to also acknowledge it here in a video. This past week or so, we all know what happened. And with that happening, there was a lot of feelings I didn't express that I want to express today, put it behind me, and just move forward. I think the first person I ever heard say this was Peter Mon, where he said to take accountability, clean up your side of the street to be able to move forward, or something in those words. And that's what I need to do today in this video. As much as I didn't like who doxed me, as much as I don't like the people who spread it around, as much as I don't like the people who took joy out of it, there has come a point where I am looking just as dumb as the people who did this to me and who continue to do this to me. I've spent the last few days constantly defending myself. They dig up something, I'd explain it, and people would see it's not that big of a deal. Then they go digging and digging and digging for more. And at the end of the day, people are going to continuously try, or trolls specifically, will continuously dig up stuff for me to explain away. But the simple fact is this: those people who are looking for a solid reason to have me lose my credibility or have me canceled, as we would say nowadays, they're never going to like me. So if I keep explaining myself over and over, or being upset in videos like my last reaction, which I'll get to, then I will create a pattern where trolls will think, hey, if I can bring this up, she'll respond to it. And at some point, it's no longer addressing certain things. It's literally just entertaining trolls. It's entertaining people who don't have my best interests at heart, who never will. I will never change their idea of who I am, and I'm okay with that. I had to learn during these past few days, there's a difference between sweeping something under the rug and picking and choosing what I address, what's important enough for me to address. And not every little thing is important to address. I saw a tweet from a supporter where they were like, listen, you've explained so many things at this point, you're going to start to have to explain why you blinked 5 times. You have to know where to draw the line. And this person was correct. The supporter was absolutely correct. I've just always sat here saying, I don't think anyone's above being accountable and explaining their actions, whether it be past mistakes or current mistakes. And I stand by that. However, it just is getting tiring. This week, I've had to spend a lot of money upgrading certain things in my household, having conversations with my complex, having conversations with the authorities, doing a lot of different things that I didn't think I would have to do on this platform. And unfortunately, having uncomfortable conversations with my family. So I now have family concerned. I now have people who care about me looking for me to make certain changes. And I can definitely understand that. However, this was done to me for reaction. This was done to place fear in me. This was done to possibly run me off of the internet. And for a second, with the way I was responding, with the way I was annoyed in my last reaction. It did work to a certain extent. What was put out there to affect me in a negative way, I have to look at it and move forward and learn from it to be positive in a way. For me, I had to sit back and think, I have been a fighter my whole life and also a runner my whole life. And I've always thought those were the two options when something is coming at me. It's either you fight a certain way or you run away. And I always, in a lot of ways, thought the running away was the mature way to think about things. In this instance, with everything that's happened this last few days, I'm doing neither. I did my fighting, I guess you can say, within Twitter during that last reaction. I'm done fighting. I'm not going to fight people that truly just want to see harm come to me. I'm not going to fight people who truly dislike me for certain things I cannot change. And as much as I've never really tried to completely go into race, I've touched on it. I haven't completely gone into race, but I see a lot of people trying to write the narrative that I'm trying to use the black card. I'm not trying to use the black card. The problem is there is race that plays a part in my doxing and that plays a part in my hate. I'm not ignorant enough to believe that only racists dislike me. Absolutely not. But what a lot of people don't know is the forum that released my dox, I believe it was with the mugshot, they had wrote something like hashtag black things or black things, referring to the mugshot being something associated with black people. This is the same forum that has called me an uppity nigger. These are things I haven't talked about on my platform. I never wanted to bring it on my platform, but that's why a lot of people, including myself, of course, have such an issue with the Fatty Gold channel, because there are a lot of racist and homophobic undertones within that channel. And that plays a part in why I was so annoyed and defensive in my last reaction. Chantel posted that channel, took it down, acknowledged it, that she didn't know and she wasn't aware of the issues with that channel. Let's pretend for a second she wasn't aware of that. She didn't understand the meaning behind it. She didn't understand any of that. She now is aware. And just as soon as a couple of days ago, she was still interacting with that channel. So you now are aware that this channel has racist and homophobic tendencies, yet you are still associating with them. You're still responding to Shani for Satan on your community tabs. She hasn't blocked her, which is her choice, but you're still responding to her. And you wonder why now people are starting to paint you with that brush. I'll say this the same way I said it for Shaquana the donkey. Instead of focusing on if you are racist or if you're not, focus on the fact that it can be argued that you are based on your actions. That's what a lot of people who get caught up in this don't realize. It's if you're not, then you know you're not. If you are, you are. But the fact that it can be argued that you are racist is what you need to focus on and see where you're going wrong. Now, for these past couple of days, I had to take a step back and see where I was wrong. I added to the toxicity. My hands aren't clean in this. I had a choice in this as well. I had a choice to respond differently. I had a choice to not respond at all. I had a choice to do a lot of different things. Did I do the right things when it came to my personal life to take care of, my safety and make people in my life aware of what was going on? Yeah. But I also had the chance to approach this differently. And even though I got majority support from the way I responded because people had an idea what was behind it, I did also hear the supporters that were disappointed in me as well. I heard all of you. I saw the comments, most of them, not all, obviously. I saw most of the comments, and I hear you. This week, unfortunately, if I'm being honest, these last couple of months have been tough, but this week definitely has been one of the toughest. I've been trying to overcome one after the other to try to come out of everything unscathed. Was that the case with the doxing? Not necessarily. But am I sitting here today and I'm going to move forward? Absolutely. But also with this, I learned there are certain changes I have to make. I'm not referring to my reactions. I'm not referring to that. Can I withhold from calling Chantel a pig? Absolutely. I can stop calling Chantel a pig. And to any Canadians watching, I don't want you to take it offensively when I refer to Chantel as a Canadian anything. It's just because she's in Canada. Like if someone says American Charlie, I personally wouldn't take offense to that. But if there is anyone taking offense to that, please let me know. If that is something offensive, that is something I will absolutely stop. It's just, I've seen a couple of comments like, why do you have to say Canadian? But it wasn't elaborated as if it was offensive. It's just, it was a question. So I don't know if it is offensive. If it is, please educate me so then I can do the right steps and not call her Canadian anything. I know this probably was longer than it needed to be, but I just wanted to address this here, leave it here, and keep moving forward. I have so many projects planned for the next year that I don't want to lose focus on. And in this last week, it took some focus away because I really had to handle a lot of different things because of what happened. So I just want to thank everyone once again for the continued support. Thank you to anyone who did buy from the merch line. And thank you for allowing me to grow on this platform. Even though I'll never be them, where I'll gain all this weight online, make a mockery of obesity, make a mockery of my declining health, and monetize my addiction. Health aside, this past week I realized I still have the ability to be a toxic individual, character-wise. That's something I don't want to become. And if I don't want to become that, I have to know when I'm wrong. I have to be able to say it on this platform and look at you and apologize for that and make steps to be better. I never claim to be perfect, even though people think I am holier than thou. I've never made claims that I was perfect. And I know the changes that I have to make for my supporters to understand I'm not perfect. I'm still grateful for anyone who's still my supporter. I'm still grateful for anyone who has DM'd me in the last week or so. I'm still grateful for anyone who even holds me accountable and gives me criticism. Because there is one specific video that I watched that was criticism from a supporter, but her delivery was in a language that I would understand. She had passion, but she got me together good. She got me together good. She had passion, and I saw the intent of her message. And I won't share that video today. I want to share it in the future when I make the changes that she asked for. And she asked for changes that I've seen people ask for. And I want to consistently make those changes for about a month. And then I will share that video. She said things that people have already said. But the fact is, as a supporter, she got online, filmed a video in hopes that I may see it. It hit different. I read it different and I heard it different. So to my supporters that I owe something different to, I understand. I'm not going to talk about what I'm going to do. Starting end of next week, there will be some changes, additions, however you want to say it, that will be consistent moving forward. So thank you again. I'm sorry for my part in this past week. I'm truly sorry. And I will take the steps to be better. Not perfect, not holier than thou, not uppity, but better. Thank you so much for watching this video. I'll see you guys in the next one.
How do you deal with gossip or any misinformation people may spread? You don't. It does nothing. If you try to, I mean, some people do try, and it's hard not to want to defend yourself, but it literally does nothing if you try to defend yourself, because you will be painted in the light people want to paint you in, regardless. So I just try not to engage with stuff like that, basically, and things pass, and it just is what it is, you know?